Can you guess what we're doing this week? If you guessed a generic Rivals of Aether combo video, then you'd be right. Nah, I'm just kidding. Scared you, didn't I? No, this week we're going to be doing more annoying attacks from workshop characters. I know, daring today, aren't we? Well, I don't care. If people like these videos and I like making them, then that's a win-win, so let's get going. Oh, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I know y'all are probably sick of people saying this, and you're probably sick of people saying that you're probably sick of people hearing this, but if you do like the video, it's a great way to show support for the channel, so do that. F-Strong, just F-Strong. Now, it's not the move itself that I find annoying because, let's be honest, it's basically just Bowser F-Strong. No, what I find annoying is that I'll be occupied with all of Yoshi's other attacks, but then the moment I go for a semi-risky play, I'll get punished for it. And that punishment is a big one. I guess you could just refer to this as a quote-unquote skill issue, but I don't care. People hate Ronald's Burgers, but like, just parry, lol. Recently, I have noticed a massive nerf/rework wave across size characters. So far I know that Zeta, Alex, Link, Saji, Bat-Bat, and Uza have been nerfed/reworked. The reason for this is most likely that a lot of size characters have been allowed to enter workshop events during tournaments such as Riptide, and in order to make it a fair playing field, Sai nerfed or reworked the characters, which I think was a good idea. But one of Sai's characters has yet to be touched, which is surprising because they're one of the oldest of Sai's characters. That character is Katie. I know for a fact Katie has been touched at least once recently. They added Link as a face that pops up after you die to give you a tip of advice. But other than that, I don't think that there have been any other changes or nerfs recently. Now, because of Katie's massive arsenal, we have a ton of different moves to choose from. And I'm not going to explain why each and every one of them are at least semi-balanced in some way, so I'm just going to get straight to the move that I think is the most annoying. The sniper rifle has super long range, decent damage, good knockback, and only requires 1 bar of charge to use. Once you get good enough to cope with its one downside, that being the super small hitbox, this can easily win you games. This thing is so powerful that most of the time I don't even want to switch weapons. The weapon is best used to hit offstage opponents super close to the blast zone, as it allows you to kill an opponent without having to go offstage and potentially risk getting reverse ledge guarded. Overall, I'm going to give this a Chara F strong out of 10. Fun to use, but not fun to fight against. I'ma keep it real with you guys. Papyrus is a much better designed character than Sans. There's just so much emotion in this character, so many good references, an idle animation, and the taunt, mwah, it's just perfect. Although Papyrus does have a back air similar to Sans, the projectile doesn't last nearly as long, so there's no way it could be the most annoying move. Instead, Up Special has been chosen due to its ability to stall for long periods of time in the air. Because the platform only starts to go away after you jump off it, and it doesn't put Papyrus in special fall, it makes for a great tool when it comes to stalling out games. It can also give you a major advantage by being able to gain high ground whenever you want, without having to be in special fall and vulnerable. The one bad thing about this move is that when it comes to recovering, yeah, you're about as helpless as a Crag without his pillar. Even then, at least Crag has side special. Other moves that could be considered to be the most annoying would be down special and neutral special. But down special disappears faster than my father left me, and as for neutral special,
just parry, lol.
oh boy, I do love this character. And that's not sarcasm, I do genuinely like this character. They were one of the main characters I praised in my Complexity of Fighting Game characters video. If you don't know what this character does, basically they have the ability to keep whatever momentum they had before using an attack and surf with that speed as long as they have enough meter. Now, if being able to have a moving strong attack sounds familiar to you, then you're right. This character can throw themselves off stage with F-Strong just like the other two characters I talked about in previous videos. Speaking of which, if you haven't already, you should go watch them. But unlike the other two characters, this one is not nearly as broken with the offstage strong attacks. Firstly, you have to expend your meter if you want to do this, which is a resource that your whole kit revolves around, so you can't just spam it all willy-nilly like the other two. Secondly, this attack doesn't teleport you and it's not a projectile, meaning that if you miss the opponent, you're offstage with them, which, spoiler alert, isn't a very good position to be in. I know it sounds crazy, but being offstage in a platform fighter isn't a very good thing to do, and will usually result in the phenomenon known as losing. So instead, I recommend you use Up Taunt. Not only does this taunt charge your meter insanely quickly, but it also heals you for 1% too. Now, normally if a taunt heals you, it's almost never worth using because of how long the animation takes. It leaves you super vulnerable, and you'll probably end up taking more damage than you'll heal most of the time. But this taunt, on the other hand, yeah, especially on larger stages, Neo players can at least pop out one cheeky taunt every once in a while to heal some damage. This also leads to the scenario where ledge guarding as this character can become extremely toxic with the Neo player constantly taunting before knocking a player back again. So yeah, even though it's not technically a move, Up Taunt can make Neo feel like they take much longer to kill than they should. I don't think I need to explain why this is Cuphead's most powerful move. Invincibility in games is super hard to get. Whether it be an enchanted golden apple in Minecraft, Uber in TF2, or the living artifact in Don't Starve, invincibility is a super powerful tool that can easily save your life or win you the game, and this applies to fighting games too. Mr. Mealy Cheese Wheel made a great video discussing invincibility in Melee, and if you watch it, you'll soon realize that the only ways to obtain invincibility are either super specific or don't last very long. So what happens when you throw all that out the window and say, here, have invincibility for just holding down the B button for a few seconds? This move is not only broken in the sense of power, but in terms of game design as well. Having invincibility in a bullet hell game against an AI is fine because you get a quick breather and the AI doesn't care because, it's AI. But when you put invincibility in a multiplayer game, you have to have some sort of thing that the opponent can do to impact it. In Minecraft, you can use a fishing rod to keep your opponents at bay. In TF2, Ubered players still take knockback, meaning that they can be pushed back a bit. And in Don't Starve, well, that's a single player game, so it don't matter. Now, let's look back at Rivals to see what you can do when Cuphead goes invincible. Oh, that's right, absolutely nothing! All you can do is run away and stall out the ability. This is why I feel like the move is designed badly in terms of gameplay. It just completely ruins the flow of the match. Once Cuphead gets all the cards, you basically have to play super safe. No more combos, no more ledge guarding, and no more juggling. Hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know this one was a lot shorter than the last, but school just started for me, and I was away from my editing setup for 4 days because I was traveling. So I wanted to make sure I had enough time to properly edit as well as make things look good. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I had done 10 characters, so I did 5 instead. Because school just started, expect to see more short videos like these if I get piled up on schoolwork because I won't have enough time to do a whole 10 characters. I always prioritize quality over quantity, so I'd much rather do 5 characters and make the video look good rather than 10 characters and make the video look mediocre. Like I said in the beginning, like, comment, and do all that jazz to help both the video get promoted in the algorithm and give me a dopamine rush. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.